Malamar going to tank the Zap Cannon like an absolute boss and commit to the full resisted Psycho Cut farm down back out. Comes Squidworth, we're going to fire off the foul play. Foul play will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. And of course, any opportunity you get to throw the BM Hyperbeam, you always throw it. GG's and thanks for playing. Welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, Catch Cup is still here. For the love of God, if anyone from Niantic watches this video, please don't ever give us this nonsense format ever again. Speaking of Niantic, I know that it's highly unlikely that anyone from Niantic would watch me, and I'm a very small content creator. However, I am going to voice my opinion. Please fix this game. I used to absolutely love playing this game, like a lot of us do. However, if you're on Android, it's almost unplayable. If you have to give us an interlude season, that's fine. Just get it back into somewhat of a playable state. However, now we've got the housekeeping out of the way. Today, our channel regular awwwman is bringing us some entertainment, memeing and beaming. We've got Hyperbeam Malamar with two Shadows running nukes of Shadow Ball and Avalanche respectively. Although in fairness, I think high horsepower is even more of a nuke, so you already know what you're in for. Buckle up, this is going to be one hell of a ride. Without any further ado, let's get into the battle. And in game one, we see some Shadow on Shadow Crime, the battle of the poison types. In theory, this is a good matchup for Golbat, as we hit the neutral the wing attacks and we resist the poison jabs. But you can see Tentacle pretty much keeping pace on the damage output. We full send the Shadow Ball, rocks Squidworth deep into the red. We're going to see awwwman invest the Protect Shield, blocking the incoming Skull. Then we see the aggressive pivot into Malamar, getting a running start. The opponent then sends out Clodsire awwwman, farming up to the Hyper Beam and just yodeling it, because why fucking not? Hyper Beam goes unshielded, and to be honest, that did quite pitiful damage, as Clodsire is insanely thick. Another Pokemon Niantic ruined. I saw Yasa's video yesterday. It was supposed to get Surf and Poison Jab. I think if it got that moveset, it'd be top meta. However, currently, is a bit underwhelming. We then fire off the foul play. Foul play doesn't knock out, and the opponent sends out Skeledirge. And this is very scary when you've got an ice type in the back. Foul play forces the Protect Shield. awwwman very happy that he saved his Golbat, as this would be GG's if we had Piloswine aligned. awwwman sends back out the bat. We're going to shield up the potential Shadow Ball, and to my surprise, the opponent full sends, despite us being quite low. awwwman hasn't baited yet, tries his luck at being a cheeky masturbator. The bait gets shielded. You already know that means that Shadow Ball will be vanquishing this crocodile. Back to its Pokeball, get that Skeledirge off my screen. We then see awwwman spamming the switch and making a very nice catch for no reason other than for our entertainment. Stone Edge doesn't knock out, we Powder Snow farm down and take that game. Our nuke monster Piloswine doesn't really see any screen time, but I'm sure it's going to land some nukes in today's video. In the next battle, we see the battle of the poison types. Salazzle not known for its bulk, but regardless, awwwman just YOLO in the Shadow Ball. I already know this is going to go shielded. Salazzle essentially shields everything. Well, I don't dislike that play. You either force the knockout or guarantee the shield. awwwman happy to take shield advantage. Poison Fang, despite being resisted, does secure the knockout. And once again, we're going to have to send out Malamar. We see the instant no shield deployed on what's likely a Poison Fang. You never want to shield the first. The second would do more damage. To my surprise, the opponent YOLO the Dragon Pulse, looking to get off maximum damage. But then see awwwman make a very heads up play, sniping with Piloswine. However, speaking of heads up plays, what a catch from the opponent. The opponent catches the high horsepower onto Licky, far too thicky. But when faced with Shadow Piloswine, it's more like Licky not thick enough, as two moves will be securing the knockout. But unfortunately, I think awwwman is going to do a classic Jamie Finn and reverse 2 shield flex, so we've got no way of getting rid of this penguin. Can we survive the waterfalls? I don't think so. If they were on Steel Wing, perhaps we'd have some play, but the opponent is going to waterfall farm down and take that game. If I had £1 for every time I reverse 2 shield flex playing this stupid game, I don't think I'd have to go to work anymore. In the next battle, again, we see the battle of the poison types. awwwman staying true to himself, full sending the Shadow Ball. This opponent knows better and correctly shield up the ball. awwwman gonna shield the potential Scald in return, and thankfully the opponent doesn't acid spray bait us like a savage. awwwman can then overfarm by 1, throw the Shadow Ball. The opponent attempts to catch the ball onto Mandibuzz. awwwman shows great composure, holds his energy, spams the Poison Fang, and then sends out Piloswine. If you're wondering why I call Mandibuzz a bulky, annoying vulture, Avalanche is a psystrike clone. This is Shadow Piloswine, and it actually only goes 62% without a debuff, which is pretty ridiculous, meaning they tank one really comfortably. awwwman does secure the knockout. Back out comes Squidworth. Squidworth fires off the Scald, securing the knockout. awwwman now sends out Golbat. awwwman, a very talented trainer. I was going to say would look to overfarm throw on the CMP tie. However, the opponent tries their luck and making a catch onto the basic bitch tin can. But trainer, that is not a catch you want to make, as Golbat is going to be able to get Registeel very deep in the red, and the opponent's going to be forced to throw. R-Man stays in, forcing the energy. Zap Cannon, Focus Blast, whatever the hell the opponent throws will be securing the knockout, and we can send out Malamar, and this game is going to be over. Registeel doesn't hit particularly hard. Malamar going to tank any one move. We tank the Zap Cannon like an absolute boss. Commit to the resisted Psycho Cut farm down. Back out comes Squidward. We fire off the foul play. Foul play will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. And R-Man going to put the stamp of the authority with the BM Hyperbeam. And that is going to be all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. R-Man also gets the cheeky screenshot for the road. Heading into the next battle. Great lead, Golbat into Trevenant. The opponent says no thank you and safe switch into Gator. The team doesn't really have a great Gator answer. R-Man stays in, fires off the Poison Fang, lowering the opponent's defense. He then looks to catch a potential Ice Beam onto Malamar. Does the opponent full send? Nope, just a Hydro Cannon. And I'll be honest, I didn't think we'd tank that all that well, but Malamar shows respectable bulk. R-Man then shields up the next Hydro Cannon. He then overfarms slightly, fires off the foul play. Foul play, of course, from this range will be securing the knockout if it goes unshielded, which it does. The opponent then sends back out Trevenant. Trevenant not going to appreciate this foul play. However, the opponent's pretty much got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, so the opponent recognised that, tank the foul play on the chin, and they're left very deep in the red. R-Man then sends back out Golbat. Do we shield the ball or do we put it all on Pilo? R-Man putting it all on Piloswine, and out comes Skarmory. Avalanche, a very good move. Does it one-shot with the residual Powder Snows? That is going to be the question. The first Avalanche will be forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. Is this Avalanche enough to knock out? Let's go, Pilo. Let's go, baby. Ooh, heartbreakingly, it's not. Very close game. GG's to that opponent. In the next battle, we see another Salazzle. Let's see if we once again YOLO the Shadow Ball. R-Man farms up. This time goes to the Poison Fang bait. There is no shot this gets called. No shot. Of course, Salazzle does do what all Salazzles do and does invest the Protect Shield. R-Man tanks the Poison Fang. We are going to be able to reach one more Poison Fang. Well, actually, we're not, because we don't get new mechanic. But regardless, R-Man has got himself shield advantage, and we send out Malamar. I've been hearing some stuff on Twitter, and I also saw Callum mention it on his live stream the other day, that apparently the new mechanic, or damage registration error as some people are calling it, is now fixed. So what we mean by that is if the fast move takes you out on the same turn that you reach a charge move, apparently the charge move should get priority, but evidently we didn't there. However, what a time to pick back up the commentary, as Piloswine is core breaking this opponent and it's about to go to Boomtown. The Pancake shits its pants, putting up the final Protect Shield, but Pilo now absolutely smelling blood. R-Man shields up the Mud Bomb, over farms, fires off the Avalanche on the CMP tie. High Stunfisk, by Stunfisk, back out comes Mandibuzz. As I said in the previous battle, this Vulture is so thick. Unfortunately, Avalanche won't be securing the one-hit KO. However, we've got the Hyper Beam banked. So we go for that wham, bam, combo play, serving up the Big Mac and the fries. And Hyper Beam is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see Golbat into Mantine. In this battle of flyers, it's not really a favourable one for us, as the opponent has the potential to nuke us with an Ice Beam. However, stay in school, kids. Learn to count. It takes Mantine 7 wing attacks to a potential Ice Beam. But of course the opponent baits, because who doesn't love to bait a Shadow Pokemon? Our Malamar safe switch is met by Artabax. R-Man fires off the foul play. R-Man looks to reach foul play number 2. The opponent, not allowing that to happen, opts to dump their energy. Dragon Claw does secure the knockout. The opponent still hanging on to 2 Protect Shields, which isn't fantastic for us. R-Man sends back out Golbat. Full sends the Shadow Ball, looking to get this thing out of here. Shadow Ball does secure the knockout. Does the opponent send back out Mantine or do they reveal their third? Fuck, that third is something we don't want to see. And I think the wink on here is the opponent potentially looking to call a bait. R-Man full sends the Shadow Ball. Oof, which goes shielded. Piloswine now has so much work to do. Hypno, an absolute Swiss Army knife. A few moves we've got to be careful of, but fuck, Thunder Punch definitely isn't one, as that would have been double resisted. R-Man looks to fire off the Avalanche, just getting Hypno off the screen. Avalanche does secure the knockout. I imagine the opponent goes straight Aerial Ace here, and we're going to get outpaced. Do we call the bait? R-Man looks to call the bait. The opponent does go Aerial Ace, but I think we get Wing Attack farm down. R-Man actually reaches the double Avalanche, but do we survive that Wing Attack? Piloswine fires off the first Avalanche, forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield, and unfortunately we die at the second. Oh man, No pun intended, that's rough. Heading into the next battle. We see deja vu, but hopefully with less dad jokes. We actually see Our-Man make the exact same play, and again the opponent goes for the bait. However, this time our Malamar save switch is met with Poliwrath. Our-Man looking to YOLO the Hyperbeam. If this is an Icy Wind, we're going to survive. The opponent throws the Icy Wind. However, as we're now debuffed, I imagine this Hyperbeam doesn't one-shot, but it's going to be satisfying nonetheless. Hyperbeam gets the opponent low and leaves him in perfect farm down range for the mighty Shadow. Golbat back out. Comes Golbat. Golbat now with so much energy. Back out comes Mantine. Our-Man looking to do maximum damage. YOLO in the Shadow Ball, which the opponent shows no respect for and get rocked down to around a third health. Our-Man looking to shield his Golbat. The opponent fires off the aerial ace. Our-Man now farms up to the double poison fangs. The opponent shields once. We can just throw back to back. The opponent recognising that. Put all on their third, which is revealed to be Nidoqueen again. We're looking to YOLO the ball. Looking to land it through 2 Protect Shields. The opponent fucked about. They found out. And this is just game over. Our-Man not even interested in shielding up Piloswine. The opponent YOLO the Earth Bow, we withstand the damage, Powder Snow farm down, and this time it's the opponent that reverse 2 shield flexes. In the next battle, we see Golbat into Skeledirge. This is essentially one of the most bait dependent matchups you'll ever see. The opponent farms up to the Shadow Ball, and I'm calling a disarming voice bait. The opponent does throw the disarming voice. Our-Man says, you think you're a good masturbator, have a bait in return. Our-Man fires off his own bait, forcing the Protect Shield. We then farm up to the Shadow Ball again with bait in. I'm not sure if I double bait, but let's see if it pays off. The opponent actually called the bait the second time. To be honest, this might not actually be bad for us. Perhaps that Psycho Cut farm down range. The opponent full sends a Shadow Ball, so we're going to need 7 Psycho Cuts to knock out. It's going to be close. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oof! It's the opponent this time that doesn't get new mechanic. So I guess the game gives you some, the game takes some. This time we're rewarded and we've got so much energy. Out comes a silly electric fish. We're going to farm up. Throw the foul play. Foul play goes unshielded. The opponent probably thinks they easily tank another foul play. Trainer, I promise we've not got beam. I promise it's just a foul play. Let's fucking go. Get that silly electric fish off my screen. Another opponent fucked about and they found out. The opponent's final Pokemon is superior. We fire off the foul play on the CMP tie. And we're just going to let Malamar go down and look to close with Pylo. The opponent goes for undercharge. We send out Piloswine and look at this Powder Snow damage. We see Our-Man invest the final Protect Shield, blocking up the incoming aerial ace. The opponent will need to reach a Frenzy Plant. They don't get there. We Powder Snow farm down and take that game. In the next battle, we see another battle of poison types. Toxapex, unlike Squidward, isn't anywhere near as threatening as Brine is. Such a garbage move and they hit like a wet noodle. We full send the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball rocks the opponent below half health and look at this pitiful damage. Brine does nothing. Well, not nothing, but Golbat is pretty classy and that is one move we can tank really well. Our-Man then banks the Shadow Ball, catches the next Brine onto Malamar, and there you can see just how pathetic Toxapex's damage output is. Our-Man continuing to farm up, looks like he's going for the full Psycho Cut farm now. He's actually going to shield the next Brine, looking to keep some health, and out comes Annihilape. Unfortunately, as they're a ghost type, we're not going to be able to beam them, but these foul plays are still going to chunk. The first one gets them below half health. The second's either going to knock out or force our shield back. The opponent does invest that Protect Shield. The opponent then looks for the counter farm down, which they just about get. A load and Annihilate is super scary for us. We have got energy on Golbat, but we certainly won't be winning CMP. Our-Man sends out Golbat, looks to fire off the Poison Fang. The opponent YOLO a Shadow Ball. Holy moly, that would have been massive overkill. Poison Fang, despite being resisted, will secure the knockout. And oh fuck. Turtonator is not what Piloswine wants to see. We YOLO the Shadow Ball. Hopefully this goes unshielded. Ooh, does go unshielded, but doesn't get the job done. And now our poor Piloswine, which was so young, is about to get one shot by an overheat. Or not. The opponent's running Flamethrower. Definitely the bitch moveset, but regardless, it is enough to give the opponent the dub. In the next battle, we see another Squidward in the lead. These are not hand-selected battles, they're just straight sets, and that is 3 out of like, I don't know what we're on, like battle 8 or 9 or something. Quite random, as I don't see Tentacle all that much. However, it is Catch Cup. I guess they were spawning. We force Protect Shield with the Shadow Ball. Correctly shield at the Scald. Our-Man again looks to farm up, throw the next Shadow Ball on the CMP side. Does the opponent respect the damage? Oh man. Today's featured battler, being called R-Man, is so confusing even for myself as I say the phrase R-Man as in, oh, I'm very upset something happened. Which is getting me super tongue twisted. I'm sure you're all thinking, what the heck is this crazy Brit on about? But as always, I've got distracted. We take shield advantage, send out Malamar. Malamar fires off the foul play, securing the knockout. The opponent then sends out Wiggles, pivot into the mini crocodile, but the crocodile is going to be straight in and straight out. High horsepower, going to absolutely one shot. Get that crocodile off my screen. Come on, Malamar, reach the hyper beam. These charms are super effective. We'll reach the hyper beam, but fucking hell, we're going to get debuffed. There's only one single move in the entire game that does more damage than a hyper beam. There's a few to do the same, like solar beam. That's Aeroblast. Is hyper beam enough? Fuck's sakes. The stupid charmer survives the debuffed hyper beam, and we unfortunately take a loss. In the next battle, we see yet another Mantine in the lead. I was going to say we'd probably farm up to 7 and catch the Annihilape bait onto Malamar, but this opponent, evidently somewhat smarter than the other, show great composure, continue to overfarm, and then throw the Annihilape or Annihilape regardless. The opponent continues to stay in as we throw the foul play on the CMP tie. That also doesn't look too good a move when thrown at big bulky Mantine. The opponent throws one Annihilape, then throw another. R-Man says fuck it, you're going to have Malamar, we're going to take even more energy in our bat. The opponent completely energy dry. We come in, throw 5 wing attacks, throw the Poison Fang on the CMP side. Poison Fang will be securing the knockout from this range, and Golbat leaves with so much energy. The opponent sends out the basic bitch tin can, and it's time to start YOLOing balls. Shadow Ball does around 45%, 2 aren't quite lethal, but do leave the opponent low. However, speaking of which, we attempt to catch a Zap Cannon onto Piloswine. Did the opponent react quick enough? Oof, what a catch. Shadow Piloswine, a very glassy Pokemon, but we do double resist electric, so Zap Cannon did not do much. R-Man again YOLOs the high horsepower. The Tin Can invests the Protect Shield, which is quite interesting. What do you have in the back, trainer? We can just play out the 2s here, going straight high horsepower and outpace the Tin Can. R-Man again YOLO in the next high horsepower trainer. I promise you can't shield them all. The opponent goes all in on the Tin Can. Clearly whatever's in the back is not a fan of Pylo. I think the best play here would be bank some energy, snipe with Golbat as I switch timers up. Holy crap, I was thinking it, R-Man was thinking it, and the opponent also had the same thought as they make a very nice catch, catching the Shadow Ball onto Gligar. However, I think the opponent's only wing con was trying to wing attack farm us down, as we're just going to Powder Snow down Gligar now, leave with the high horsepower, and despite everyone making good plays all round, R-Man is going to pick up the dub. High horsepower, massive overkill. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see Skeledirge once again. Last time we baited, let's see R-Man again, going for the Poison Fang bait. The last one crapped their pants. This opponent also crapped their pants, putting up that Protect Shield. I think an argument could be made here to call the disarming voice R-Man though. Invest the Protect Shield, and it's a good one, as the opponent is not baiting. They full send the Shadow Ball, then Safe Switch into Knockdown. I'm quite surprised, to be honest, that we didn't go Piloswine, as of course Ice Hit's flying for super effective, and Piloswine wants no part of that very healthy Skeledirge. We're going to let R-Man cook though. Let's see what he's planning. We land the first foul play. We're able to reach the next foul play on the CMP type, but this isn't going to knock out, and we are going to lose alignment, which is very, very scary. Sky Attack does secure the knockout. What do we do here? If we come in with Piloswine, we'll get a little cheeky running start, but nowhere near a high horsepower. The opponent actually send out Serena. Trainer, why would you not just send out your fire type? I have no idea. A few strange plays all round. The opponent actually opt just completely sack Serena. We then pivot back out into the bat. Again, we're baiting. R-Man lands the bait. Can we reach the ball? It looks like R-Man thinks he doesn't survive that Incinerate, so just throws a Poison Fang. Poison Fang isn't quite lethal, but that Powder Snow should knock out. I say should, let's see. The opponent fires off the disarming voice. It actually isn't lethal, but the next one is, and we're able to take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see Annihilape in the lead. Very much where the team wants to see it. The opponent Safe Switches into public enemy number 1, Wallface, and we haven't got any great response. We send out Pylo, and we're looking to nuke him through 2 Protect Shields. High horsepower, of course, goes shielded. Purified Wallface as well. All Wallface are dreadful, but this is by far the worst variation. The neutral smackdowns are doing so much. I don't think R-Man can Avalanche bait it and reach the high horsepower. We throw the bait regardless. The opponent invests that Protect Shield. R-Man looks to reach the high horsepower, and we just don't get there. Oh gosh, this is a rough spot as we don't have superpower, so we're going to take so much damage. The opponent throws the Stone Edge, which doesn't do much. The opponent then gives up switch, send back at Annihilape. We do pivot into Golbat. Golbat farms up, throws on the CMP Titan. We're in such a rough spot. The opponent throws a Night Slash. It doesn't do too much damage. Oh man, going for the undercharge. We need to leave with energy, but a Shadow Ball, despite being undercharged, still knocks out. And one Shadow Ball won't knock out Wallface, as that is one very tick boy. I don't even know if we make it. Oh man, recognising he's unable to reach the next Shadow Ball. Fires off the Poison Fang, which probably did about 1 HP. We really need a miracle. Come on, buddy. I'm rooting for you. Never lose to Wallface. The opponent pivots out into a Bomber Snow. We are going to land a big boom, but the big boom is only going to be a consolation prize. Hyperbeam does one shot, but this stupid brick wall definitely is going to survive 2 foul plays. If only we had superpower. Actually, fuck that. The Hyperbeam's been too much fun. We are going to lose this game, but you can't win them all. GG's to that opponent. And unfortunately, that is going to draw to a close today's showcase. Huge shout out to awwwman for bringing us some fun at a very miserable point in the season. I cannot wait for Catch Cup to be over. We're finally going to get all 3 leagues. I'm really hoping next season, not only are the glitches fixed, we get some fun move updates as well. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button if you're new. Consider subscribing if you like your battles featured on my channel. The link to our battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one.